Welcome back to Outdoors with Larry Ray on ESPN 790 AM, brought to you proudly by the Tennessee Wildlife and Resources Agency.
Hey, good Saturday morning. Welcome back to Outdoors with Larry Ray on this fifth Saturday, which means Brother Daryl and Daryl, as they have dubbed themselves, and that is Dave Gabbert and Gene Smith are our co-host. Shelby McCall is our show producer. And as we talked about on the first segment with Dave and Gene, this is Memorial Weekend, a lot of activities going on, and a lot of folks will be on the water. And I know my good friend David Best out at Primary Tackle at the SYS Wilson building out there in Arlington has been selling kayaks faster than he can keep them in. And so I know that's a big thing. So we're really happy to have. We'd rather have her in studio, but she's on the line with us and has been on this show many times. And that's our good friend Betsy Woods. She is with TWRA Boating Education. And it's always good to talk to Betsy, particularly during Safe Boating Week. Good morning, Betsy.
Good morning, Larry. Thank you for having me on.
Thanks for being with us. And I know as Gene and Dave listen and join in on the conversation, Betsy, we talked about this every year just about, and I was reading the TWRA press release from Captain Matt Majors. He's a statewide boating investigator. This weekend, this is a big weekend, and the weather is going to be kind of a little bit cooler today, but this is still the kind of the kickoff of the boating season, right, Betsy?
It is, and we're looking forward to a very busy weekend on the water for sure.
And the troops will be out, so to speak. A few folks, Dave knows this from being a former wildlife officer, that these guys, they'll be out on the water, won't they, Dave?
Oh, yeah. If the public knew how much the officers wished it would thunderstorm and drive everybody in on this weekend.
Yes, yes.
We wouldn't been thought of very much.
No. But they'll be out there, and we always talk to Betsy. Safe Boating Week is a big deal, and covers the whole country. And it started on let's see. It runs from when did it start? It's already started.
Last Saturday.
Last Saturday.
Today.
Yes, and it ran through yesterday, right? I mean, technically.
Yes, it did.
And then so it kind of gives you a kickoff for Memorial Weekend, which with all the stuff going on. So talk about what's happened this year, Betsy, and then let's talk about, lead us up to what kind of year have we had.
Okay, well, we're not doing so hot with the incidents this year. We've had 7 fatalities so far this year.
Wow.
And
sad.
We look at the accident reports and see what really happened. And from looking at them so far this year, it looks as though 5 of these 7 people may still be with us today had they just been wearing their life jacket.
They were not wearing their life jacket. Did you hear that, Gene Smith? They weren't wearing their life
jacket.
Yes,
yeah.
Sir. And I told Gene he may have his on right now.
I do. I'm practicing already.
You're already practicing that inflatable thing that we usually do with Betsy when we all feel like we're floating around here. But and that blows my mind, Betsy. I mean, you teach boat education. The first thing that you say, and then is, wear that life jacket. I mean, how? I don't understand it. I know.
The new technology is just makes them more comfortable these days, and they make a life jacket for virtually every activity on the water.
Yes.
And they're just a lot more comfortable to wear now.
But you can't get people to do what they don't want to do, and the effects of alcohol increase the things as we get on the water. But the life jacket situation, it just blows my mind. And folks, I know, and we don't like to do, we have to mention that the fatality last year, there were 32 in 2020, the most in 37 years, which came on the heels of a record low 8 in 2019. So what do you attribute that many deaths last year to, Betsy?
I just think more people were on the water. Our officers that worked, they said every day looked like a busy holiday week.
Yeah.
on the water. I mean, they said literally they could look behind them and probably see 30 boats and maybe 50 in front of them. It was just really, really busy on the water.
And that was COVID. You know, we have to. The pandemic was out, and people wanted to get outdoors and did that as they did it. And then we hit 2021, and you can't fault 8 in 2019 and 32 in 2020, and we've already got 7 in 2021. And I can imagine Dave, as a former wildlife officer in law enforcement, this is one of those weekends where a lot of people, they may have a new boat. And, you can buy a new boat and drive on out there. Boating education, Betsy, is probably more important right now than it's ever been, right?
It is. And, we're it's a phase-in date. It's born after January 1st, 1989. So we're hitting some 32-year-olds now.
Yes, you are. Yeah.
And, they're set in their life and they have good jobs and they're buying boats. And they go, oh, I don't know, I have a boating education certification.
Yeah.
How do I do that?
Yes. And they find out, I mean, they can get a boat on Friday and they're taking it on the water Saturday. If you bought a new boat yesterday and you're taking out this weekend, and you're 1989, golly, 32-year-old people are out there maybe without having the certification, and it's not that hard to get it, right, Betsy?
It's not. It really isn't necessary to go sit through a class. There are avenues to self-study, and the bottom line, you self-study, you buy a little permit from any place that sells hunting, fishing licenses, and you make an appointment to go take the exam. We require that you pass a proctored exam.
And what is that?
And once you pass that exam, that permit's validated, that's your temporary certification, and you're good to go. You walk literally out of that place and get on your boat, and you'll be legal.
What about the addition of the kayak, canoes, and the paddle boards? Dave, you've seen this, living in Lexington and all the waterways around you. The kayak sales are booming. And I'm wondering about Betsy, the boater education requirements for someone that owns a kayak.
Right now, there are not any. Our funding comes from motorboat fuel tax.
I know it. Yeah.
So those people don't really pay in, but probably half of my budget on outreach is spent on signage for the paddlecraft community.
Yes.
Out of these 7 fatalities this year, 3 of them were from paddlecraft.
I thought they were.
And yes, so
and
we're taxed with a study group through the legislature to study the paddlecraft and both commercial and private. And we have a 2-year task force that we're going to come up with something at the legislature, it looks like, after this study is completed.
Well, we need to, because a lot of us have been at the boat ramp, and we hear this all the time. The anglers are trying to get in, the fishermen are trying to get in, the kayakers are trying to get in. It can create and Dave, you probably know this better than anybody, that boat ramps can be very crowded this weekend, won't they, Dave?
Oh yeah, and it surprisingly, very few people don't study up on what we call, boat ramp etiquette.
Yes.
It's. I always told somebody, if you wanted a entertaining afternoon, just go sit at a boat ramp.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
But what surprised me?
Hey, Dave, that's also job security.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That is true. That's true. Yeah.
But what surprised me when I was working, and that especially the time, as an officer working boating, and this is probably pre, what I call the, kayak craze, when everybody was, personal watercrafts,
Yes.
But you'd see a few kayaks on how many people took them out, and if they fell off, they didn't know how to get back on.
No,
or get
that's
back
true.
in.
That's true. Yeah, and a lot of those will be on the water this weekend. So the boating safety side of this thing, which Betsy has been. How long have you been with the TWRA now, Betsy? Tell me, girl.
Oh gosh, overall years, 26, I think.
26, and the boating, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
and you take this personal. I know you were trying to tell me off the air. We don't want any fatalities, and the way to do this is to be safe on the water. You have to watch out for the other person nowadays because we have bigger motors on these things, and really big motors. I mean, I know some crappie fishing with 300 horsepower motors on the back. And we also have people standing up on these paddle boards with no motor. So it depends on your I would think that you would say that you got to be alert and just like you're coming to a four-way stop. I mean,
it's today you got to look out for everything that's going on around you. You really need to pay attention. 360 around you.
360 around you.
And up and down because those paddle craft are so low profile to the water.
Yeah.
And even during, when the sun's out, sometimes the sun's just right and you still can't see them very well.
I hadn't thought about that. Yeah. Well, before we let you go, Betsy, I know Memorial Day, 4th of July, Labor Day. How would you rank those as far as most boats out? Would you say July 4th would still be the major weekend, or would you say, or will I don't know how many boats will be on the water this weekend? Hundreds, thousands.
Probably. Memorial Day and the 4th of July probably even bigger than Labor Day.
I think so.
School's already in session by the time Labor Day's here, but be safe out there, pay attention, use your common sense, and watch out for the other boat. We just want you to be safe. I want you to have a good time.
That's right.
And go home to your family and go home with your family at the end of the day.
All right.
All in one piece.
All right, Betsy Woods. You can't beat that, folks. That's what she's saying. We hope everybody has a safe weekend. That makes everybody happy, makes Betsy happy, makes me happy. It ought to make you happy. Betsy, thank you for being with us this morning.
Okay, you guys be safe and have a great weekend.
Thank you. Betsy Woods, let's take a break. We'll be right back.
Bye-bye.
All right, bye-bye. Everybody saying bye. We'll be right back.